Morning, everybody. Um, this morning I'm above my LDW again. I went back to reading pounds and inches. Anyway, I went ahead and plotted a chart, as you can see, that shows my fluctuations, my wildly fluctuating weight. And I'm doing some research now, reading pounds and inches. I went back over all my nutrients, all of the food that I was eating on the days that the next day that I would have gained, to see if there was the same foods and patterns. And yes, actually, there was the same foods. I was eating cottage cheese, tomatoes, miracle noodles, and pretty much high fat content. And what I need to do is cut out one, like miracle noodles. Eat no miracle noodles all day and just do the cottage cheese and tomatoes and avocado and high fat content, and see if and high protein, by the way, and see if it's the miracle noodles that's causing it. And then next time I can try and just cut off the cottage cheese or the tomatoes. But I really want to get to the bottom of this. And let me read what I found in pounds and inches. I had also decided that, I may need to stabilize at 3 pounds higher than LDW rather than 2 pounds. Because it says trouble after treatment, difficulties arise for two reasons. Either the patient has consumed all their abnormal fat, or when after full course, the injection has temporarily lost its efficacy owing to the body having gradually evolved a counter-regulation. So it's either, immunity, or I've used all my fat. Well, neither of those is my problem. But it does say at the end of this paragraph, all that is happening is that the essential fat lost at the end of the treatment, owing to the patient's reluctance to report a much greater hunger, is being replaced. The weight at which such a patient must stabilize thus lies 2 to 3 pounds higher than the weight reached at the end of the treatment. Once this higher basic level is established, further difficulties in controlling the weight at the new point of stabilization hardly arise. That sounds really good to me. I may go ahead and adjust the LDW to 3 pounds over instead of 2 pounds over. But the other thing that was interesting to me, and people have been asking me about, you can do more than a steak day. Yes, you can. In fact, under the trouble after treatment, there is a new subtitle under a paragraph called protein deficiency. And here it says that the treatment is very simple. The patient is told to eat 2 eggs for breakfast and a huge steak for lunch and dinner, followed by a large helping of cheese, and to phone through the weight the next morning. When these instructions are followed, a stunned voice is heard to report that 2 pounds have vanished overnight, that the ankles are normal, that sleep was disturbed owing to the extraordinary need to pass large quantities of water. The patient, having learned this lesson, usually has no further trouble. That's because of protein deficiency. So that would be like having a protein day correction or a high-fat day correction. Either one of these. Yeah, so anyway, today my decision is to do a correction day, because I'm learning that correction days are not all that unpleasant. Steak day is very unpleasant. To skip breakfast, skip lunch is very unpleasant to me. But the high fat or high protein day, the egg day, those are not unpleasant. And I don't have any eggs in the house, so I'm just doing a high fat day today. And oh, to my joy, I found that Qdoba's Mexican gumbo without the rice and the beans is actually perfect for fat day, as far as being like 68% fat and 15% carbs and 20% protein. I'm really very pleased with that, because that's what I intend on doing. I don't have a Qdoba on the coast, and so for most of my time I don't get my favorite food out. And so I'm going to go do that today. I'm pretty excited about it. And then I'll be watching the scale tomorrow and believing that it will drop. And then tomorrow what I'm going to do is either cut out the cottage cheese and tomatoes or cut out miracle noodles. I'll probably cut out miracle noodles tomorrow just to see if that's something. And if it is, then the miracle noodles themselves are not adding to my weight. They are weight in and of themselves until I pass them, which is not a bad thing, which may account for my wild fluctuations here, people, and that just means that I have stabilized, but I didn't account for all the fiber that I'm eating with the miracle noodles. So I will report that later, and thank you for everybody who's been watching and encouraging and even giving advice. I appreciate it.